Man, over 500 videos in less than a year. I'm getting pretty good at Let's Playing at this rate. Still, I wonder if there's something else I should be doing with my life. A different direction I should take. Something more challenging and possibly more fun. I don't know. Who's going to show me the way?
You have a purpose, Triple G.
Todd Howard? Todd Howard, why are you in my television? And why are you a deity?
That's not important. You need to put your experience to good use. Why not do a review show?
What do you mean?
You know, a review show where you make fun of old games you've never played before.
Well, like every other gamer on YouTube for, what, the last 7 years, 8 years or something like that?
Yes!
Okay, I'll do it. But what am I going to play?
Why not try this?
RAZE'S Hell for the original Xbox. Alright then, let's give this a try. Oh, and by the way, you don't sound anything like Todd Howard.
Yes I do. I totally sound like Todd Howard. I'm Todd Howard. I'm Todd Howard.
No, you don't.
Enough, I must leave.
Fine, whatever.
RAZE'S Hell. RAZE'S Hell? Wait, yeah, okay. A game created by Artex Studios hit store shelves exclusively for the Xbox on April 21st, 2005. Artec, a Canadian developer, had a long history of games across multiple consoles since their inception in 1982, ranging from MS-DOS, the Commodore 64, Sega Genesis, PS2 and the ZX Spectrum. What have they made? Well, Wheel of Fortune? Jeopardy? Friends? The one with all the trivia? Okay. Well, at least this guy seems happy enough. In RAZE'S Hell, you play as Raze, funnily enough, who stumbles upon his home village being destroyed by a race of creatures known only as Kewletts. What are Kewletts?
Once upon a time, there were a race of creatures called Kewletts. Kewletts were a happy bunch, all bright and shiny. The Kewletts thought they had the perfect society, and it was hard to argue the point. They had wealth and privilege, and sheer overwhelming numbers. Then, one day, the fair princess who ruled over this kingdom made a surprising announcement to her subjects.
I have decided that it is our solemn duty to bring our infinite bounty to those less fortunate than us. Let us go forth then and spread our message. To the ignorant, to the primitive, to the ugly. I say to you, fear not, you will be saved.
And the Kewletts rallied round her. It took some getting used to, but eventually they became downright militant about it. And that's when the problem started.
So the plot is essentially this: you're ugly, they're not, die. So as you might imagine, you'd be a bit distraught, pissed off and, well, surprised really. So what does Raze do upon seeing his family slaughtered and village burned by, cute creatures? He looks up?
Surprised and frightened, he looked first to the heavens. But there was no help there.
Get on with it!
He then runs into a nearby cave. Of course, gotta love that run cycle. Next, we find out that this cave has some sort of relic in it that nobody's been aware of prior to this massacre. He runs for like 2 minutes down a set path which we saw him arrive, and how did anyone miss this mystical treasure in a cave? Honestly, it's like glowing blue. However, there is probably one reason: it's fucking dark in here. I can't see a bloody thing in here, and there aren't any brightness settings. Oh well, let's just hug the wall, I guess, and just find my way through. After touching the relic inside, Raze is given powers by, this.
I've been waiting a long time for you to come along.
Oh, and while we're on the subject of design, what is up with the Kewletts? They're meant to be cute, but they look like something out of an LSD overdose with Nickelodeon characters. Look at those straw ears! Fucking straw ears! Yeah, okay, let's keep going. So when you start the game, you get a few abilities. First off, you get a cleaver hand to chop up enemies with a rather gory result. The ability to roll into a ball to move quickly from A to B and smash into enemies, and you can spit projectile attacks from plants at your enemies? You may think the cleaver would be useful, but the main problem is that it's quite hard to hit enemies. Come on, come here, little bastard, come on! Just stay still, come on! It's very good. Stay still! There's no lock-on ability, and most of the time the enemies move around a lot and use ranged weapons, so it's pretty useless and hard to hit enemies with. And even when you do hit them in the face, it usually takes 3 to 4 whacks to actually finish off the job. Rolling is great, but you'll take tons of damage rolling towards enemies, so a lot of the time you'll be using ranged weapons. This may seem like a lot of fun, but it gets really tedious. On the one hand, every level you play resets your ammo, so you're often limited to a certain amount of ammo types such as rapid fire, shotgun-like bursts, rockets, but the problem is RAZE tends to hold very little ammo capacity compared to the amount of threats you're presented with. Not to mention that this game is pretty difficult. Mainly due to the stale combat, I tended to try skipping larger engagements to save time. However, the Kewletts have really good aim, so this happens a lot. Is that a testicle chicken? Just freeball and then the automare? Yep, no, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine! It's fine!
I want the artifact test done right away.
Jawohl, mein Princess!
Is this the police?
Yeah, this is the police.
Crack you!
Nazi Kewlett. Okay, a little racist. I mean, just because he's German. So the main plot is that those artifacts that are in those caves might make the princess prettier because she's getting ugly. Therefore, she thinks her people will revolt if she's ugly. You know, just like real life problems. Well, Ray seems pretty happy at least. Oh, look at that face. He looks like a kid who's just been like at a Linkin Park concert and then his mum comes in with biscuits. Oh, he's just like, Mum, you're not supposed to be here. We're gonna play the end. Meteorum was my favorite album. The thing is, I'm really unsure who this game is targeted at. It's not like Halo or Pikmin, it's just like in the middle somewhere. I don't know if it's supposed to be tongue-in-cheek adult humor or a kid's game.
Sources say the accidental collapse of the bridge could cause delays in the beautification of the territories by weeks.
Years. We're clear.
Did you say something, Maya?
I was just choking on your aftershave.
Oh, I'll give you something to choke on.
That thing couldn't choke a chihuahua.
Oh, you know. Remember your job interview?
Prick.
Slut.
Dick.
Bitch.
Nope, not a kid's game. Not a kid. Nope, that's not for kids. No. Put that ESRB on the front. Oh shit, 12 plus. I can't see anything. Nope, not a damn thing. The problem with this game is it's very bland. Although there are a lot of enemies and varieties, they take way too much effort to kill individually. This makes combat repetitive and very tedious when you're fighting a big mass of enemies. In a game where you play as a cleaver-handed monster who can spit explosive plant life, you'd think you get past the Joy Brigade a bit easier. The environments don't help either, for up until the closing chapters of the game it's mainly brown, dull landscapes, littered with random metal gateways and weird plant life. Not like Gears of War, more like Gears of Chore. And the thing is, the later levels are actually really striking. Luscious greens, blues and pinks really embellish the sickly sweet attitude of the Kewletts. There's also a ton of enemy types ranging from the basic Kewlett, sentries, cat rocket launcher people, dog snipers, bear grenadiers and The Kewletts all answer to a character known only as the Princess, who for me was actually one of the more interesting elements of the story. She's extremely evil in a goofy Emperor's New Groove kind of way.
You die like a good boy now. Come on, you can do it. Come on and die. Atta boy, die. Die. Show mommy how you can die.
The game culminates into a final battle with the princess, which is pretty rubbish really. Essentially you just hit these power generator things to lower her shield and she runs away.
You wouldn't hit a lady, would you? We can make a deal. Would you like money? I have scads of money. Stocks, bonds, jewelry. No, jewelry's no good. I know, a beautification operation. Okay, a little Botox, you'd be a right handsome devil. Okay, stop. Well, that's damned inconvenient. What are you looking at? What? Oh, this. It hasn't been very easy keeping up appearances, let me tell you. But what's a girl to do? Oh dear. Let this be a lesson to one and all. Don't have children, they're evil. They're evil. Oh, they're evil.
So yeah, that was RAZE'S Hell. Pretty much an unpublished sequel was on the way, and probably for good reason it didn't come out. This game had a little bit of charm to it and some interesting ideas, but at the end of the day it just didn't really deliver. And that's the problem with it. I mean, there were some really cool things that were going on, such as the gore and killing these cute enemies and stuff, but overall the gameplay is pretty crap. This may have been acceptable back in the 6th generation when we were still getting used to 3D gaming and pretty much a bit more edgy ideas, I suppose, like this, but I think we can all agree it hasn't aged well. And for this, I banish you to the deepest circles of hell. Well, that was all rather dramatic.
Hello there, and thanks very much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. It took me bloody ages to get this done over the week, but hopefully this will be the first of many of these kinds of videos, and I'm going to try and get them done every couple of weeks, maybe once a month at the latest, but they take a lot of time to make, so hopefully I'll get better as time goes on. Either way, I've got 2 videos below in case you want to see more from what I do. I've got a review of Metal Gear Solid 5 on the left, and a video I did for 200 subscribers where I drink alcohol and play Call of Duty, which I think you might enjoy as well because there's a lot of editing involved. Yeah, and also, if you really want to help my show, then please let someone know, or even just give a like and subscribe, because I'll hopefully be doing a lot more high editing content like this in the future. I've got a lot of series on the way, but it really helps me if you guys are able to spread the word from a, person to person basis and say, hey, I found this video, and it really does a lot of good for my channel. So either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later.